Voices are unhappy with the promises the president has failed to keep. Even comedian Bill Maher showed his frustration with Keith Olbermann on MSNBC's Countdown.
The Republican Party is at its weakest point. If he can't shove some progressive legislation down their throats now, I don't know when it's going to happen. I was saying that what he needs to do is get a little George Bush in him, personality-wise. Now, Bush, of course, as we all know, had horrible ideas about pretty much everything. But he was pretty good about when he wanted to get something to be done, he got it done.
Joining us to make their case, Tim Fernholz, liberal blogger for the American Prospect, and Allison Kasic runs the independent women's forum Inkwell blog, and she's also a senior policy analyst. Tim, first of all, do you agree with Bill Maher that the Obama administration ought to be shoving things down people's throats, the Republican throats?
Yeah, absolutely. To a certain extent. I mean, this is a president who has an opportunity to build a coalition and really do make a progressive change. But the question is whether he, if that's his temperament, and I think a lot of people would say it's not. But he does have an opportunity, and I think progressives are doing their best to kind of push him to the left as he works on his priorities, healthcare reform being chief among them. And I think that's one of the reasons he's come out in favor of a public plan for healthcare reform. So I mean, the proof is going to be in the pudding on some of these major issues. But the anger is kind of helping move him to the left.
Allison, what about the argument that elections have consequences? Obama has 58, could be 59 Democrats in the U.S. Senate. He doesn't need the Republican help. Why not implement his policies?
I think he's finding it hard, even as a liberal president, to try to push a lot of this stuff through in a fairly moderate country. He certainly, put forth a lot of liberal ideas, and I'm sure a lot of them will be successful. But, I don't think any president can do everything on their agenda, at least not all at once. And in the meantime, he's sort of alienating, some of his constituencies in the process.
Tim, I want to play, and Allison, what Rachel Maddow had to say on her show. She took issue with the administration for supporting the Defense of Marriage Act.
Yeah.
This from the same president who supported repealing the Defense of Marriage Act when he took office. Instead, he's not only defending it, he's defending it using the same arguments as the Bush administration, contending that the act is not discrimination, that it is constitutional, all the while using arguments that equate same-sex marriage with pedophilia and incest.
Obviously, a lot of people upset about that, Tim. Gauge the anger for me or the building concern, because you have some within the gay and lesbian community who say 2010, 2012, their voices will be heard and it won't be predictable.
Yeah, I think this issue in particular is a very hard one for the administration to kind of excuse, because it's not like some of the bigger legislative projects where it takes a lot of time and effort to assemble a technical policy. On the Defense of Marriage Act, the Justice Department filed a brief defending it when it's not clear that they had to do that, and it angered a lot of top LGBT people in the country and in the Democratic Party. 2 people have backed out of a fundraiser with Vice President Biden that's coming up. And also on Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which is a policy that the president could likely change in the executive branch without the help of Congress. And it's a change eliminating Don't Ask, Don't Tell and allowing gay service members to serve openly is supported by the public. It's important given that we're in 2 wars. And there's a lot of questioning among the LGBT community that generally supports Democrats of why he hasn't done that yet. And it's those issues, the issues where Obama can take action pretty easily, where there isn't a lot of patience, where on some of these longer-term projects that require more congressional work, the progressive coalition is being very patient.
Allison, regardless of your own political views, in terms of being a political analyst, when do you see these sort of cracks from the